Okay, we got some serious things to talk about. I want to make an episode here regarding Thursday Night Football last night with Tua. Of course, by now we've all seen that. I did and this is not to bang on Tua, so I want to be clear. I hope that he and his family can get through this. It's going to be rough, a road to recovery. I mean, that was rocky. When I saw that last night, when he got hit, number one, he should not have played. Okay, let me just get that out of the way. We'll get into CT. He should not have played. Okay, it's got nothing to do with wins and losses. Okay, I felt that the Bengals are going to win. Number one, the Bengals were at home on Thursday night. Teams that have a home advantage on a Thursday night game is a massive advantage. You've got to travel 4, 5, 6 hours in some cases to some of these games. Your body is beaten up. You've played Sunday. Okay, it takes 3 days just for your body to heal. Okay, after these games, your body doesn't even start to feel normal until a Thursday game, till Thursday. And then you have to have a game at 8 o'clock, 8:15 at night. That's insane to me. We've got to cancel Thursday night games. Okay, I, as a sports fan, for those of you that follow fantasy football, like we do, as a hardcore sports fan I am, we are so well aware. So I don't believe for a second anybody in the Miami Dolphins, the doctors, the front office, any of them, they're all lying. Every one of them is lying. Every one of them. Because I'll tell you why. From since they started this 4 or 5 years ago with Thursday Night Football, it's so bad. We don't even play, from a fantasy perspective, we don't even play running backs. Okay? We do not even play. They have to be like super elite, like top 3 running back to even play them on a Thursday night road game. If it's a road game. So don't tell me that he passed concussion protocol. I don't believe it. We need to see it. Somebody needs to see it. Of course, the public needs to see this, okay? Because this is bogus. This is BS. And I'm going to try to stay on topic here because this has got me fired up. And I was watching some other commentary. I was watching some news shows. That's how big of a story. Some news shows. And one of the ladies on there was saying like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, says, no, they're wrong. Anyone that says, well, it was his choice, it wasn't his choice. It was not his choice to play Thursday night, last night. Why do I say that? When you're the quarterback, okay, you've got 52 other players. 52 other players relying on you, okay? In addition to that, you've got 30 coaches. You've got there are so many people relying on you as the head quarterback, okay? If you can skip out there, limp out there, whatever it is, if you can get yourself on the field, you are going to play. It's the nature of the NFL. The reason we love the NFL because the physicality and the intensity and everything else. But it's the one sport, we've got basketball, we've got load management. We don't have that in the NFL. In the NFL, the culture is, especially if you're in a high-value position, the fact, if Tua was a backup running back, he would not have played in that game. I will guarantee you, I'll bet you any amount of money, if Tua was a backup running back, if he was a backup player, he would not have played. Okay, and this, yes, Tua, one of the reasons I was concerned about Tua from a drafting standpoint was because of his health. He has bad hips. He's had some bad injuries, okay? This is going to linger with him his whole career. This is going to linger with him, okay? Unfortunately, I hope he recovers. It's not about football. It's not about the Miami Dolphins winning the Super Bowl, okay? This young man, Tua, was a top 5 pick. Whether he makes it Super Bowls or not, that's not the focal point. What the focal point needs to be his health, and nobody is looking out for Tua's health. Nobody. Number one, let's go back to Thursday. He played a tough Buffalo Bills team in over 100-degree heat, and he was power slammed on his head. On his head. Last week they were lying. They tried to say, oh, no, Tua didn't have a brain injury when he was body slammed on his head. Okay? Wrestlers who are body slammed on their head have many concussions. And I'm not even going to get into this video all the problems that the wrestlers have. It's for those that have watched wrestling as a kid or otherwise, we've all seen the stories. Okay, I don't even want to go down that gruesome route of the stories because that's regarding wrestling. He was body slammed on his head. He could not stand up. I'm sure his back was sore, but it wasn't because of his back. It was because of his head. He had a brain injury. He should not have played in this game. That forced to last night. I don't even want to reenact it. It was so heartbreaking. Seeing he was sacked, I don't blame the defensive lineman's fault. The guy's in front of him, he's got to sack him. That's the rules. So it was a clean play from the defensive lineman's, in my opinion. The problem is he comes up, his hands, his body, He has a brain injury. I'm just going to go out and say it. I'm not a doctor. He has CTE. Or he's very close to getting CTE. One more hit, I believe he does have CTE. With 2 hard hits like that. Look, let me get into fighting, okay? I've copied the New York Times article that they did a couple months ago. Over 320 NFL players have been found to have CTE. Now, the hard part about CTE is in many of these cases, they cannot test the brain, obviously, until the person has tragically passed away. Okay? So let me get into this. Boxers, we've known this for years. What's the term they say in boxing? Punch drunk. You're sloppy. You can't even stand up, and then you get cracked. Heavyweight uppercut, boom, you're out. I want to say this else about, I follow the UFC since the early stages. This is important. If people have clicked off, that's fine. UFC fighters with these small little tiny gloves, they're cracking guys back and forth. We love the UFC. You are not allowed in the UFC, the most gladiator, the most primal, you are not allowed to hit in the back of the head. It's forbidden. You will get a warning, penalized, or DQ'd if you continue to hit the back of the head. The back of the head is extremely serious. Tua twice in 4 days was dropped in the back of his head. We need to investigate this Thursday Night Football. I've never liked Thursday Night Football. I watch it because I'm a fan. If it was on Friday, if it was on Saturday, starting right away, this needs to be automatically transferred to Saturday. I'm not worried. Oh, well, we understand why they chose Thursday because nothing's going on Thursday. Well, Friday night's for high school football. Saturday night is for college, and Sunday and Monday is for the pros. Forget all that, okay? College ratings are dropping. If they refuse to do Sunday or Monday, this needs to be put on a Saturday night game, 8:15 Saturday night. I'm not worried about competing against Florida, USC, or whoever, Ohio State. This needs to be put on a Saturday game. From a humanity standpoint, it takes 3 to 4 days to recover from a Sunday night game, and then you're asking guys to travel. I just came back from Los Angeles. I was out of it for 3 or 4 days, and I didn't even do anything physical, just walking around. I mean, so we have to live in reality, guys. So let me just say this before I go, and I'm going to end this because this could go into a 2-hour video. The back of the head. Junior Seau, great linebacker. We know what happened to him tragically. He had CTE. Javon Belcher, his is a horrific case as well. Linebacker. Chiefs, look him up. Vincent Jackson. This guy was one of my favorite players. I believe he had CTE, and I'm telling you right now, in Tampa, okay, I personally saw Vincent Jackson play tons and tons of times. I was thrilled when we got him, and his career ended. I know many people personally that know him and said he was the best guy ever. When you get CTE, it affects you, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not talking about theory, I'm talking about my own personal experience. I can't speak to say how something's good. I was at a football game. Vincent Jackson was a great receiver, 6'5", 240-pound receiver, great teammate, everything you could ask for. I was at a game, and he was leveled by the linebacker. Okay, this was probably maybe 6 years ago, something like that. And he was helmet to helmet with the linebacker, knocked down. It was the loudest hit I've ever seen of anything. Construction, football, UFC. It's the loudest hit. It was crack, helmet to helmet, skull on skull, minus a tiny little helmet, okay? I'm telling you, this is a serious case. And then, of course, Demaryius Thomas, another great receiver. So I'm just saying, I can name tons and tons of guys, over 320 guys got CTE. This is serious. This is not hot take, reaction, Twitter, none of that. This is serious. We need to get rid of Thursday Night Football. It's unsustainable. And I hate to compare it as simply just from I'm not a doctor, from a Thursday night fantasy. Let's look at it from a fantasy perspective as well, which is not the focus of this. But God, I've seen this too many times. Guys are so beat up. They're so beat up that you factor that in. If they play on Thursday, not playing because their body can't heal it. Running backs, their carries have gone down through the years. They don't get the 25, 30 they used to. But if a running back plays the week before, people do not even play him. They don't even play him that game. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your comments. If you like the video, comment. Let me know. I know the fanboys are like, no, we can't cancel Thursday Night Football because of fantasy or whatever it is. Like and subscribe to the channel. Give me your comments below. I want to hear your comments. Thanks, guys.